welcome to another video. Today's study is a little bit different. I know last week I was kind of went on this little rant where I was like, I need to stop studying drawing people. I need to start studying things I don't like to do, and like buildings and shit and dogs and shit, right? And you know what? I'm a little bit embarrassed by that rant because I am not studying any of that stuff this week. I originally planned to do that, but then over the weekend I got sidetracked and I saw this clip from Sleepaway Camp. It's a movie from like the 80s or whatever. Apparently it's a horror film, but I didn't care about that. I just care about this one scene where they're playing baseball. And sorry about that. So they're playing baseball, right? And there's this exchange. I don't know what happens after this scene. I don't know what happens before the scene. I don't know how any of them get murdered in Sleepaway Camp, and I don't care. But they're playing baseball, and the one guy comes up to bat, and everyone's like, "Yeah, do your best." And then the one guy, he's playing like no, he's not playing catcher. He's in like the outfield or whatever. And he's like, "This guy sucks. Get him out." And the other guy's like, "Eat shit and die." And he's like, "Eat shit and live." And I was like, that is iconic. I love that. And so I was overcome with the urge to make my OCs be in this scene. And so basically this is a study of the scene and like the poses. I just studied the poses for that scene. And I actually made this into a little bit of a reel. You guys are not going to see the reel in this video because I'm not sure if I could get away with putting the audio into this video. But I can get away with putting it into a YouTube short if I source the audio from there. So it's going to be the short that I post this weekend on Saturday. I usually post one short every weekend on Saturdays. And so that's what this weekend's short is going to be. Spoiler alert if you're like always surprised by what short I post on the weekend. But yeah, it's going to be audio from that scene. And it's going to be all of these drawings that I did. Thankfully, when I was doing research, not really research, but when I was watching the scene, I took about 5 keyframes from it, and I was like, these are the 5 poses that really need to be done. And so it didn't take me super long. It took me several hours, like 2 to 3 hours, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's not very long. But I did have a lot of fun doing it. I don't know if the poses are like 100% good. I think maybe I just followed them a little bit too closely. But like I said, this is supposed to be more of a study. I feel like after I get past the point of studying, I'll be able to what am I trying to say? I'll be able to like push poses a little bit more. I feel like the poses here look a little bit stiff because I feel like all my poses look very stiff, but especially when I'm doing studies, my poses look very stiff. And I actually did an initial study of the poses in my sketchbook, and then I did the ones on paper. Not on paper for this video, then I did them digitally, and I feel like since I wasn't referencing the scene anymore, I was referencing the post studies that I did in my sketchbook. That might have made them a little bit stiffer, but I did my best. I feel like this came out very good. It came out very fun. It's very fun for me whenever I do like little animations. It's not even really animated. It's just like a short. It's like 1 second of animation, not even like a split millisecond of animation at the end because Cole tilts his head. The character who I'm drawing currently, he tilts his head a little bit at the end. But yeah, it's not a lot of animation, but I do love sending things to audio. It's so much fun to watch your characters sync up with the audio, you guys. If you have ever felt the urge to draw animation or anything, it's a lot of hard work. It takes fucking forever, but it's so much fun to see your characters move and sync up with the audio. It's so much fun, you guys. So yeah, would highly recommend if you have the time and mental fortitude and the materials. I mean, honestly, even if you want to animate, all you really need is paper. I've never animated on paper because that is a bitch, but I'm not gonna try. I was gonna be like, maybe I'll do it for like a video, but no, I won't because it's so hard, and I don't really have. Well, I guess I do have a light box, but how would you even film that? Anyway, I'm not gonna do it. I'm like accidentally talking myself into animating on paper. I'm not gonna animate on paper. I'm not gonna do that. It's very hard. Anyway. If you have the means to do it, I would do it. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, talking a little bit about the characters, I realized I didn't talk about what characters I picked for this. So basically, there's supposed to be characters playing baseball like in like a casual way, and so the characters I went for it. I specifically wanted Cole to be the guy saying "eat shit and live" because it felt like a very Cole saying, and so the rest of the group is Cole's friends, the college guys that are his friend group, and then Emerson is the guy he's telling to eat shit and live. Because it fits their dynamic a lot. So, and these are all my OCs. Sorry if this is your first video and you're like, I don't know who any of these people are. I do not talk in my videos like this could be anyone's very first video, but these are my OCs. I'm putting them in this situation because I thought it would be fun, and it was. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. And also didn't really take me very long to do these drawings either, because after I got like the base drawings down, I just repeated the frames for a couple of them. Like for Cole, he has one pose. He has like technically 3 shots where he's like bent over with his hands on his knees, and so I do one of them big first, and then I shrunk it down, and then I just reused them for 2 frames where I didn't have to shrink it down. And I drew the big one first because I knew there was no way if I drew a small one it would not be able to size up and look nice. So if you guys ever need to shrink something down or have something that's like big and small, draw the big one first and then shrink it down, because the quality of your sketch goes really bad if you go from small to large. It looks really shitty and pixely, and I don't like that look. If you like that look, go for it. I do not like that at all. So make something big, then shrink it. And I forgot I actually lined these, which is very different for me. Usually when I do like an animatic, I leave it as sketches, or like I do like initial thumbnails, and then I like clean up and make like finished sketches, quote unquote. But I don't typically do line art in color, but I was like, this is only 5 drawings, so why shouldn't I add color? And so I did. It's still in grayscale. I didn't go crazy with it, you guys. I'm like, not gonna do that. I'm very lazy. It's still in black and white, but I did end up lining the sketches, and I did add a little bit of color to them. And I don't know if you guys animate in Procreate or if you use Procreate at all, but it's actually not that hard to add color. If you're using like the animation assist, which I do, you just combine the layers. Don't merge the layers, because that's a pain in the ass to color that. Because when you color over the line art, you just combine them and they make like a little group. And since it was only 5 drawings, it was only 10 layers, and so I didn't run out of space. Sometimes if you're like doing super complicated animations, making them all like come into groups instead of like merging them is like a pain and a half. But this was small, so I just did that, and it was fine. Anyway, this was a very fun process, I think, anyway. And also, since it was also repeated frames for the colors too, I just had to copy the coloring and then just erase it and then fix where I wanted it to go. Very easy, very simple, very streamlined, you guys. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've made like short form content, and I guess I kind of miss it. I know I post like not Instagram reel, sorry. I know I post like a YouTube short every week, but those are all old ones. I think I've only posted a recent one. The very first YouTube short I ever posted was one that I made that week. And I think it's been a couple months, like 4 or 5 months since I posted that one. And so I haven't really made any short form content since then. Not that I don't like to make longer videos, but there's something very gratifying about making a video that you get like the results from immediately. Like you get that, what's the word I'm thinking of, instant gratification. Like I said, this only took me a couple of hours, but after that I got to see it move and stuff. And so maybe I will start doing more short form animation with like very small amount of frames. I did used to do a little bit more animation on my Instagram. How many animations have I really done? A couple. Yeah, a lot of my older videos on Instagram are actually a little bit of animation, just because I thought it was fun to do, and it is. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of the video here, you guys. I hope you look forward to seeing the YouTube short on Saturday. Like I said, it's very short. It's only like 11 seconds long, but it was a lot of fun to do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.